What's going on, YouTube world? This is your guy Sealz the Man, and we are back with another nighttime edition episode. Keep it smooth, keep the energy live, but keep it low key because it is the nighttime. So thank you for coming back. Thank you for checking out your guy Sealz the Man. In tonight's video, we're going to talk about the things that you women out there, I'm gonna give y'all 5 awesome things that y'all women do for y'all men subconsciously. Things y'all do that you're not even aware of. Things y'all don't even notice, but we notice it. I'm gonna make y'all aware of it tonight. These need to be talked about. I need to praise y'all for these things. These things can be innate. They can be, true to your nature. It could be just, in the woman's genes and DNA for them to do this to their men. Whatever the case is, I'm gonna let y'all know in case y'all don't know. All right, this must be talked about tonight. So before I start, make sure you follow, subscribe, like, comment, tell me whatever you think when I start to list these things, because I want you to listen to all of these things, watch the whole video, and share it to anyone you think will like this video, all right? So 5 things. The first thing I'm going to talk about that you women out there that you do for your man subconsciously without you even being aware of, that is totally awesome and beneficial to us, is your foresight. Most men are about now. What can we do now? How can I use my strength and force to make something happen now? I need to work now. I need to do this now. Because if I don't do it, who's going to do it? But women, you women, have a special ability with foresight, and it tells us to slow down. Because of foresight, you have a grand scheme and you have a grand vision of what we have, what we're going to have, what we're supposed to have, what we're urging and working towards. Sometimes when us men, when we are in the now, that's all we think about is the now. We only see what's in front of us, but foresight gives you the ability to see miles away. Because us, without your foresight, we will run and grind ourselves into the ground until we are burnt out. And now that creates more issues in our relationship. We ain't got time for that. But because of your beautiful ability of foresight, it helps us always. And I want to thank y'all. We want to thank y'all for that. Because if you didn't know, most men learn how to slow down from a woman. Most men learn how to not go and grow too fast from a woman. And in my case, that was my grandmother. I was the young man who was always trying to rip and run, get things done fast. Oh, I gotta do this because tomorrow ain't promised, and yada yada. And she was the one that taught me I need to slow down and work towards the things I want in life. This is not popcorn. This is not fast food things. You have to earn your place in life. You have to earn the things that you want in life. And that takes a process and that takes time. But I learned all of that from a woman, because a lot of men have it ingrained in their DNA to get the job done. And in order to get the job done, it makes it a time sensitivity thing. So now, because it's a time sensitivity thing, we feel like we have to get it done as soon as possible, whatever the job is. But because of foresight, because of women's foresight, they show us another way to do things while using our time more efficiently. That's just one way. And that leads me to my next point. My next thing that women present and do for their men subconsciously that is totally awesome, and that is balance. Women bring men balance. I kind of described balance in my last point, but now I'm gonna specifically talk about it. In the times where we feel like we have to be a firestorm, then she comes and becomes a rainstorm and cools us down. Because your man comes to you like, yo, someone was trying to play me today. Someone was really trying to try me today. I was about to put my paws on him today. But then you're the one that's like, you know what? It is not worth losing your job putting your paws on your coworker. Because if you hit him, you're the one that's going to get fired. It's common sense things like that. Because when we're in the motion, when we're in this firestorm, we only see red, right? We don't think about the outcomes. We don't think about the consequences. We just think about what we can do now. And now I can put my fist through his head. But you're here to tell me that is not the right thing to do. That is not the smart thing to do. You are the rainstorm. You cool us down. And then when we calm down, we realize, you know what? You're right. There's another way to handle this. Or sometimes we feel like we need to work harder to get things done, to get the job done. We have to use our force, our manly strength to forge success. And as we're bruting and hulking out here and trying to push 1,000 million pounds of whatever it is, she comes and says, chill, I think there's a smarter way to do this. It is not about working harder, it's about working smarter. It's not about working faster, it's about working more efficiently. Now we have a new perspective on how to get things done. But that is all because of her. That is the benefit of dealing and being in a relationship with a being that is complementary and almost opposite of who we are, our true nature. That is what makes us whole. Because God knows, if this world was full of men and there was no women, it would have blown up a long time ago. God knew exactly what he was doing when he made women. Exactly what he was doing. The next beautiful thing that women have just naturally for their man that is totally awesome, y'all not even aware of probably, is your willingness to correct. And I'm not talking about criticize, or I'm not talking about trying to boss people around or trying to correct people. I'm talking about trying to help when we don't help ourselves. One of the most popular examples of this is when you're at a restaurant and the food is cold. As dudes, a lot of dudes, we don't care, man. As long as it's warm enough and it's good, we're good. But you, women, nah, that ain't happening. This is not satisfactory. You're gonna bring this food back in that kitchen, make sure it's at the right temperature, and you're gonna bring out a new plate. That's what y'all about. And that's what I love about y'all, and that's what we love about y'all. We might not tell you this, but this is what we love about y'all, because y'all make sure things are right. Y'all make sure things are done correctly. Because a lot of men are easy to please. Like I said, as long as the food is good and it's warm enough, man, let me just eat this thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's just how a lot of us are. But a lot of y'all don't play that. Homie don't play that. And I love that about y'all. And in a way, y'all protect us. Protecting us from ourselves. Even in the animal kingdom, you'll realize I'm a Leo, so I reference to lions a lot. That's just in my blood. You know what I'm saying? Represent all the Leos out there. Anyway, even with lions, you realize that the female lion, the women lions, the lioness, are the ones actually in charge of the clan. They're the ones that run things. They're the ones that hunt. They're the ones that bring the food to the clan. They're the most powerful ones because they make sure things are correct. While you'll see the male with his huge mane just sitting there chilling most of the time, you know, enjoying the benefits of having a good woman. And I feel like that is just in women's DNA, almost a special power of that motherhood gene, you know what I'm saying? And I love that about y'all. The next thing, the fourth thing, one of my favorite things that women do for their man that they probably are not even truly aware of the effect that it has on us, is your willingness to cook. Now, when I say your willingness to cook, I'm going to explain why it's just more than food, more than you just cooking for us. It's way deeper than that, right? Cooking for someone else, cooking for your man is a language of love. The actual process and the care it takes and the energy that has to be devoted to cook for someone else is a love language. And the reason why I say that is because to cook for self, right? For me to cook for myself, that is not necessarily the same effect of love as me cooking for someone else, because when I cook for self, that's an act of self-preservation. Like, I have no choice but to cook for myself. That is the last resort. Like, I have to eat, therefore I need to find food, therefore I have to prepare food for myself. That's an act of preservation. I gotta live, I gotta survive, right? But when you cook for someone else, when you cook for your man, when you cook for your family, that is a language of love, because you are devoting, you are sacrificing, it's almost a charity in a way. You don't have to do this, but you do it to see your loved ones prosper. You do it to present affection to your loved one, and specifically your man in this case. The act of showing effort to make something that he enjoys, that is a love language. You may be just thinking like, oh, I'm gonna cook for him because he had a hard day or a long day or he worked all day or whatever the case is. And you might not realize that you're giving us love when you do that. I am eating your love when you do that. Because once again, you don't have to do this, but you're doing it. And you know this is true because most major holidays, what is one of the most, popular staples in holidays. Eating with your family, eating with your loved one, eating with your husband, eating with your wife, because that is a language of love. Going back to what I was saying about feeding myself, I'm not feeding myself because I love myself. I'm feeding myself because I have to eat. I gotta survive. If I don't do it, who's going to do it? If no one else is feeding me, I gotta feed myself. I gotta survive. Now, the things you eat for yourself can be a language of love, like eating good things, healthy things. That can be a self-love language, but we're not talking about that. In this case, preparing food, making food, presenting food for your man, that is a love language. You are kissing our stomachs. Thank you so much for that. And that's just not even for like a romantic partner. That's for the women in your family, like your mom, your grandma, your great aunt, your aunt. Like, this is a thing that women have just in them. DNA is just in y'all. God inscribed this in y'all, and we love it. If your man hasn't told you this, I know he knows this, because I know this as a man, and I'm just letting you be aware of this. It is completely awesome. Thank you. Now, the final point, the final thing that women do subconsciously to us and for us that we absolutely love and need, that y'all might not even be aware of. I'm gonna bring up 3 S's for this one, all right? The first one is sweetness. The second one is softness. And the third one is surrender. Now, sweetness. Women are just sweet. It's a different type of vibe when it comes to y'all. That femininity, that queenship. We feel that. It's different from our kingship. It's different from the way we move, the way we live life. Y'all mentality is different. Because emotion is such a big part of y'all, of the way y'all move, it transfers into your sweetness. And also, your overall sweetness is shown in the way you dress, the way you smell, the way you do your hair, the way you do your nails, the way you cook, the way you talk. That is all encapsulated in your sweetness. It's so womanly. Ooh, love it, love it, love it. The next S, softness. And I think this is because of that mother gene that a lot of women have. You know how to be soft. You know how to be a caretaker. You know how to be there. Think about it. When kids get in trouble, or when kids hurt themselves, or when kids feel like they're in danger, what is the first thing they scream? Mom. Mommy. Mama. You hardly ever hear daddy. It's always mama, because he or she knows, that little kid knows who he or she needs to go to, who he or she needs that attention from. And that is the mom. That is the woman. And that is their softness, because they know most dads, most men aren't soft. They're not going to cater to your concerns or cater to your issues at the time. They're a little rough on the edge maybe, or they're more logical. They give logical responses. Kids don't want to hear that. Kids want to have more soft responses. You know, oh, kiss me on my cut. That type of thing, you know what I mean? And women are better at that than men. Gotta admit it, because that's who y'all are. And we love that. Not just the kids, the men too. And then the last S, surrender. Now, this has nothing to do with women surrendering to men. Women surrendering to me, or my woman surrendering. Has nothing to do with that. It has nothing to do with anyone surrendering to anyone. In fact, when I say surrender, it's the way y'all show us how to accept the things we cannot control, how to surrender to the reality, our realities, how to surrender to our truths. Because a lot of men fight their realities. Some men, they're not as strong as they want to be. Their reality is they're weak and they want to be stronger, but they're denying it. They're like, they're fighting against it. Then there's a lot of men out there who don't have enough money, or they don't have enough money to their standards. They don't want to accept the fact that they're not as rich as they fantasizing to be. Now they're acting like they're rich, but it's leaving them broke inside. They're fighting their reality. One thing I realize with women is that they will tell us the truth. A good woman is going to tell you the truth no matter what, no matter how hard it hurts you. Because accepting the truth from a woman always cuts deeper from accepting the truth from a man. And that's coming from a man. Also, the thing with surrendering, y'all have an ability to make us surrender to our truths, our realities, is that y'all are able to show the things that we think are failure, it isn't actually failure. Y'all have that special ability to show us a different perspective on our outcomes, on our realities, on our truths. And that is because of the things I mentioned. That is because of your foresight. That is because of the balance you bring to our lives. That is because your willingness to correct. All of these things tie in beautifully into a beautiful knot. And that knot is y'all, women, good women. So I want to show y'all appreciation in this video. I'm telling you, your man, if y'all treating each other right, if y'all good to each other, he already knows these things. Maybe he hasn't expressed it to you, but I'm saying it for all the dudes out there, to y'all good women out there, from a good man. We appreciate y'all. And these are some of the things, 5 things that are totally awesome, beautiful, that y'all do, that y'all may not be aware of the effect it has on us. All right. So I hope y'all enjoyed the video, and I hope y'all have a good night and a blessed morning tomorrow. And I will see y'all in my next video. Peace and blessings. Good night.